Pop-ups. Get rid of the pop-ups. There we go. Morning all. Afternoon, everybody. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a lovely day and all that jazz. Really quick live today, or really quick video updates. Well, it's a live in the day, isn't it? So we'll go from there. Just to basically say what's going on with the bees and what's going on with everything else, pretty much at the moment. So bees wise, we're cracking straight with the bees. We've popped down to the hives, I can't remember when, a couple of days ago. And pleased to report everyone's still alive, which is great. We've got hives which are going out. Joe, good morning, sir. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so we've got the bees down there. All the hives, thankfully, are still alive, which is fantastic news. We've got the crocuses, which are coming out. We've got the, what are the white ones called? Snowdrops. Snowdrops are out as well. So on a good day, so when the temperature is reasonably good, we've got the bees out and about and they're foraging out on the pollen. They can see pollen going into the hives, which is great news. So all of them are still active. What's not so great at the moment is the weather. We in Wiltshire have got a couple of warnings, weather warnings, which have been put out by the Met. Just because you've got we've got cold, we've got snow, we've got ice. Pollen patties. Pollen patties, no. I'll tell you why I don't have pollen patties on. The reason I don't have pollen patties on is because the forage around our way is exceptional a lot of the times. And when they're bringing in pollen, they're just bringing it in really, really well. And the other reason I don't have pollen patties on is I don't want to over encourage the brood at the moment. You stick pollen on, they start growing really, really quick. Now, if I get my bees to start growing really fast now, we get a cold snap. Unless your hive is perfect, that cold snap's potentially is going to cause a lot of damage in there. So I don't put pollen patties on. One, because I don't need it, and B, because I don't want to encourage that hive to grow too quick now. Because at the moment, like I said, the temperature at the moment is about 5 degrees, but over the next couple of days, that's going to get back down to -2, -3, which is in Celsius. And the cold snaps, I just don't want to risk killing off a load of baby bees. So I don't put pollen patties on for those reasons. But people beekeep how they want to beekeep. This is how I find it works, and that doesn't work for me. Same with feeding in the spring. I don't feed in the spring. There's enough forage out there for them to go and grab it themselves. So that's why I don't use pollen patties or feed in the spring. I did at one point, and then I found out it doesn't work for me. So there you go, lesson learned for me. But like I said, other people do things their own way. So the weather, the problem that we've had at the moment is it's gone for a bit of a cold snap, like I've just mentioned there. And I took a week off work. I took a week off work so I could try and get some bee work done, even if it's just moving stuff about in the sheds or getting stuff in between the two, between my home place and where the bees are. Just even if I could get a few bits here and there. But unfortunately, the weather's just taken taken a turn. I can't get the car down the field at the moment just because it's too wet and too boggy, and I just don't want to churn everything else up. So bee work for this week is probably not going to happen, unfortunately. But it's the nature of the beast. I've had a few people ask me as well, why haven't you got into your bees yet? Why aren't you looking into your hives yet? Why aren't you digging for your bees? Why aren't you inspecting, in spring? The weather's great. The weather's not great. The weather's really not brilliant. And now I'm only talking about where I am now. I can't talk about people over in the States. I can't talk to people over in other parts of the world. Where we are at the moment, although we do get the days which are nice, the days aren't consistently nice enough for me to start inspecting with the bees at the moment. And I would encourage anybody that's out there at the moment which is itching to get into the hives, just to take a step back. Still, there's other stuff that can be done. You don't need to go inspecting for your hives at the moment. If I'm perfectly honest, if you start inspecting now, you're going to be doing more damage than good. Again, my opinion, take it or leave it. So that's bees. So all the hives are still running well, which is fantastic. Like I said, pollen is going in, natural forage guru. We've been doing lives regularly. Sorry, Joe, I'm just trying to read up your comment. We've been doing lives regularly. Right, lives regularly. Right. I am, it's difficult for me, if I'm perfectly honest with yourself. I've got 3 kids, a full-time job, and this beekeeping side of things is a hobby. It doesn't allow me to. So my life as a general doesn't allow me to put things into schedule. So it's a case of, do I have 5 minutes? Yes, let's get an update put on. So I will go live as and when I can. Yeah, as and when I can. I won't say I'm going to be doing it regularly. There will be lives on, like I've tried doing lives in the past, but it's just going to be as and when I can. As far as joining Black Mountain Honey, I think that's what you said. Sorry. Possibly. I know Lawrence has mentioned a few times about doing something with me. About doing like a not a collab or anything like that, but maybe getting me onto one of his streams and potentially. But again, the difficulties that I've got is timing is just so awkward for me at the moment. But we'll see. We'll see. I will never. I won't say never. I'll say hopefully, one day down the line. So that's that one. So going forwards as about what the plans are for the yards. So the yard, I'm hoping to do a couple of things. Number one, I really want to get grapes in that yard. The problem again that I've got is one, time, and two, the money in order to get all the trellising and all that sort of stuff down there. So that is still a wanna be done. I will still be getting the grapes down there. It's just time and money that's holding me back about doing so. Video before, I can't remember, but I was thinking about making bread, and I wanted to, that this is completely random for a beekeeper channel. I wanted to see how difficult is it actually to make bread, or from scratch. Now from scratch I mean from you're growing your wheat, you're getting your raw ingredients, doing all that sort of stuff. I'm going to try and find somewhere to mill it and all that sort of jazz. That's going to be a long-term project. That's not going to happen overnight. Again, that's going to be time, money, getting everything sorted out. So watch this space, but don't expect it tomorrow, shall we say. That's going to happen down the line. So grapes coming hopefully very soon. That's going to be a case of finances more than anything. The wheat and all that sort of stuff, again, that's going to be the next few weeks, that down the line, I should say, as well. The only other part I wanted to do in the yard was to get the wildflower little bit done. And I wanted to, again, I've got all the seeds, I've got all that sort of stuff in order to get planted. I just need the right time of year, and I need the time to actually get down there and get it done as well. So that's going to be the plan for that section. Bottom section beyond the shed is going to be more of a planting sort of growing sort of area for the grapes, for the flower, for the flowers, etc., etc., etc. So that's really the plan for the yard. So bees, again, quick recap. Bees are alive, they are well, they are bringing in pollen. So happy days. No, we're not expecting at the moment because it is too cold, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people, again, in England, southwest of England, I can't comment for anywhere else because I don't live there. I think people would be wise not to inspect at the moment. I've seen videos of people wanting to do it, but there we go. Borage, why wasn't borage, I know, is really, really, really good, and there was a reason I wasn't growing borage, and I can't remember why. I can't remember why. Joe, leave that with me, because I know borage is amazing, and if you can find a borage sort of field and you can put your bees near there, you're laughing. And there's a reason why I'm not putting borage in. I can't remember. Leave that with me. No doubt I'll come back to you as to why I wasn't able to do it, but there was a reason why I wasn't going to do borage. But the wildflower sort of area, I'm hoping, even if it doesn't benefit my girls directly, because it is going to be right near the hives. The same with the trees, actually saying that. With the trees, I don't know if that, well, I'm pretty confident. All the flowers and all the blossom and all that sort of stuff on the apple trees, which are down there at the moment, I don't think that's going to be benefiting my girls a massive amount. But at the same time, even if it doesn't benefit my girls, what it will do is it will benefit everyone else around that way. Nice to meet you, Silent Beekeeper. I think my eyes are working there. Hi from Australia. Wow, that is the furthest I've had someone talking to me on one of my lives. So nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us. That's gonna be like, well, we must be like 2 a.m. or something daft like that. So yeah, thank you for joining us. I hope you're well, mate. Borage, yeah, I can't remember the reason why, but like we said, with the flowers, even if I don't think they benefit my girls directly, so that's obviously the girls just literally next to the hives, there are other beekeepers around my way. There are other beekeepers in the sort of 5 mile sort of radius to us at the moment as well. So I'm 8 p.m. Nice. Thank you for joining us, mate. I really, really appreciate it. So even if they don't benefit my goes, they will benefit other people's bees as well. So as an ecosystem, as nature as high, they will benefit nature in some way, shape, or form. Let's put it that way. So although I'm not going to get much honey from my flowers and my trees and that sort of stuff, it will benefit somebody, and we get some delicious apples out in the wood, and that way we're going to have some amazing apples as well. Which brings me on to my next subject quite nicely there. So the apple trees are growing really, really well. We pruned them a month ago ish, I think, and they're growing up really, really well. My hope is once they've been established for, it's probably not going to be this year, it's probably going to be next year now, is I want to get hold of one of those press things. I mean, spin at the top, push it down. I think it's just called an apple press, if I'm honest, but I want to get hold of one of those, and I want to start making juice, cider, all that sort of stuff. And one thing I could, you are here. Am I? I'll take your word on that. Thanks for that. If I I've lost my train of thought now. That threw me completely. If I can't do it this year, that's it. What I would like to do, producing passing honey out. Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to get hold of one. So if I can get hold of a press for the juice for that, I'm pretty sure with the honey, never mind, man. If I get the the honey which you can't really jar, so the bits that are like stuck in places or whatever, if I could turn that into mead, I can infuse apple juice or apple in some way with the mead, I think. So if I could have like an apple / mead / combination, just testing to see if you were real. Why wouldn't I be real? You've lost me there, mate. You really have. Well, I am real. I'm in a car, and I don't know where your coordinates point to. I assume it's where I am. So that's so thanks for that, I think. But yeah, I am real. This is me. I'm not a robot. Thanks for joining us. Mead / apple / sort of combination. It would be nice to have a load of stuff which has come down from our yards mixed together and then see how that tastes. Again, like I said, I don't know if it'll work. Might work. Only when I find out. But the apples are probably going to be in a couple of years' time. I can't imagine that we're going to have enough apples this year now, in order for us to make a considerable amount of apple juice. But that's that. So trees, I've done the trees. I've spoken about trees. Bees, I've spoken about bees. Yard, I've spoken about yard, I think. Move on to the reasons I can't do. I think I've said this already on this live stream. I'm not going over myself, but I can't too much this week. Isn't going to happen. I tell you what, it's really annoying because I took leave this week, and in my place where I work, leave is a pain to get hold of. Getting leave is like winning the lottery, and I took leave in order to try and get some jobs done this week. And this is the week where it decides to rain a week and snow a week and get cold a week. So that's kind of ruined my plans there. But time will tell. Hopefully we'll get some of there. So that's that side of things. I mentioned the YouTube channel at the moment. So the YouTube channel at the moment, it's doing really, really well. Now I know compared to some of the big channels, it's still slow. It's still it's still growing, all things like that. But we've got over the 800 subscriber mark on our YouTube channel, which I think is amazing considering this channel was really designed. I think I've mentioned this in a few of my videos before. Videos were really designed just to keep an eye on what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, things like that. And so going down the line in maybe a couple of years' time, I can go back on it and say, oh, what did you do that for? Why did you do that for? Oh, I should have done that. All that sort of stuff. So that's kind of the way that I've started this channel, and why this channel came about was so that I can go back on it and see what I was doing. It wasn't really to get subscribers. Well, that was never really my plan. It wasn't really my plan to be able to, do this. I thought I'd just be recording it, putting it up there somewhere to save the video so that I can go back on it. So the fact that people have still subscribed to me, and the fact that people have followed this channel, and the fact that I have had so much support from people all around the world is absolutely amazing. So I can do no more than say thank you to everybody that has joined us, subscribed to us, and all that sort of stuff. And I will try my utmost in order to keep the content coming out and showing you that way. Another thing which I mentioned on one of my previous videos, I think this will probably be the last bit of this little stream. I've been going for a quarter of an hour now. The other thing that I think I mentioned on my video a little while back now, I can't remember when it was. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. I think I mentioned something. Over the winter months, beekeeping channels, as I'm sure any beekeeping channel that's linked to this or watch this in any way, shape, or form will know that the building frames indoors, like the Canadian chap, unless you're doing that, then there's not really much content for someone like me to be able to do. So I said on the channel a little while back, I said, oh, well, I'm going to try and do a little something to do on the winter, and the feedback that I had from that was, well, you could do something, but just don't put it on this channel. I ended up a completely random another completely random sort of channel, but another interest of mine which I can focus on when I'm not beekeeping. But it's not going to have any impact on this channel whatsoever. I'm not going to link anything to this channel. I'm not going to promote it on this channel. I'm not going to do anything on this channel apart from just tell you I am doing something else, and I'm never going to mention it again on this channel, because I've had good feedback saying that if you're going to do another channel, if you're going to do another sort of project, keep it the way out of this one. So that's exactly what I've done. So thank you for your comments and your feedback on that one as well. Duly noted, and that will be done. So we are pretty much done there. I think I've chatted about everything that I want to do. I think about giving you as many updates as I think I need to give you, or want to give you, should give you, let's go with that, about what's going on over the yard with the bees and all that sort of stuff. The points to take away is the fact that everyone is still alive and it's too cold to beekeep at the moment. We're hoping over, like I said, the next couple of weeks or so, we can get back down the yard. But at the moment, it's too cold, not opening up the hives. So that being said, massive thank you once again to everyone that has watched, subscribed, liked, commented, joined us on this live streams, done whatever. Found out apparently where I am in the comment section as well. So we appreciate that one. And confirmed that I'm not a robot. So I'm still not too sure what that was about, but thank you all the same. And I'm going to leave it there. So I hope you're all well. I hope you have a great day. I hope you all have, I hope you just have a lovely day. All right. Take care now, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.